This is the bean soup I've mentioned. It's in the community tab in regarding spleen health. This is these are the meatballs with passata and one of the three sweet potatoes I've roasted. This is a buckwheat crepe. Let's call it that. There are, I believe, three more to be put. I will eat these with, oh, part of these I will eat with that. And the other part, if I'm still hungry at the end of the meal, I will eat with either honey or marmelade and cinnamon. Either in both ways, I will have cinnamon because I like it. I also made a salad. This is 100 grams of lettuce, 50 grams of the red one, 50 grams of the green one. This is carrot, turnip, and purple cabbage. It's 270 grams of turnip, 40 grams of carrot, and I have no idea how much of green for red cabbage, but it's a very small amount. I just did that thing and it looked like that. And they are both seasoned with 1.5 spoon of a mix that had 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 4 tablespoons of olive oil. So in total, there's 1 tablespoon of that mix in here and 1.5 in each. Also added salt to that mixture. So it's already pre-made and I still have some left and I'll continue to use it until it's over. So this is the crepe and I put it's not coleslaw, but that mixture in, on top, and then the lettuces, and then I halved or quartered a meatball and put it on top, and now I will try not to make a mess while eating and I'll try to give it a bite. The buckwheat crepe is good, but it's too fulfilling. I'm going to just eat one more for dessert and leave the other 2 for another meal, maybe another day. And just eat the sweet potato with the meatball like this. And I have the outer outer thing of the sweet potato as well. I eat everything. So I was at the 73 grams of carbs, and because I'm now only having 2 crepes of buckwheats, I immediately reduced 20 grams of carbs, and it will now, become 53 grams of carbs. And that's why it's important to count to know what one is eating, and if one doesn't eat everything, how much one did eat to make sure one ate enough. Even though I haven't counted calories, there's not many calories in here. Today was the first day I had everything prepared. I knew what I was going to eat because no longer I had to find it, I had left it ready in the fridge, ready to go to the pot when I woke up. And I had already cooked the egg. Then when lunchtime arrived, I already had everything in the fridge, so I could only heat it up. And the only thing I had to do was the buckwheat crepe and the lettuce, the salad. But these were a last minute decision just because I felt it wasn't going to be enough. But when I had that decision, because I went into the kitchen half an hour before the mealtime, I wasn't hungry yet. I had the time to do this and before I got starving and have the meal while I was still okay instead of being just too hungry. And when I mean okay, I was feeling like, oh, I could eat now, but I wasn't ravenous. And I also have sorted out what I'm going to have for dinner. I haven't cooked the cabbage yet, but I will. It's something that does fast. The corn does take a lot more time, so I will prepare dinner 1 hour before. So it's now 3 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll start preparing dinner around 6, cooking the corn to make sure that at 7 it will be ready for me to eat it. And the difference I noticed between today and the other days were when I ate, I felt good because I wasn't too hungry when I started eating. I ate enough, but not too much. And I wasn't stressful about what I was going to do for the next meal and whether or not I had eaten enough or too much or none of that. Just peaceful. Knew what I was going to do it, move on. That's how I want it to be. Wasn't perfect, obviously, but it's improving. I am starving and I'm finally going to eat. Now, this was 200 grams of corn in total, and it yielded 10 soup spoons, the big ones, the 125 milliliter ones. And I took 1 spoon. So this is 20 grams of corn. The rest is water and a bit of cabbage, dark cabbage. And I decided not to eat all the cod because it's going to be too much. So it's 50 grams of cod. I have now counted. I've weighted the cabbage. How much was it? 200 grams. So I'm eating half. 120 grams of cabbage, which I believe it's 15 or 19 calories. So it's doesn't really count, but it is here. And I'm gonna eat it, then I make the accounts. The buckwheat crepe is too slippery. It doesn't have enough holes to pick up the sauce, so it wasn't a good idea. Just did it with a quarter of it, and the rest I had with honey. Regarding today's dinner, I left 100 grams of cod, which is not a lot. And now I realize why one gets so stuffed when one eats out and has cod. It must be like three times more than one should, or 3 or 4 times more than one should. I had a not very big piece, but it was 150 grams. And usually at a restaurant, it's twice or a little bit bigger than that. And twice as big or a little bit bigger. So I will have 100 grams left. I think 50 is a good amount for me. I don't need much more. But it will depend of what I would be eating at that meal. If I just eat the cod, I will eat the 100 grams. If I'm eating something else that will also bring me proteins, and I will try to do that, I will eat just 50 grams because I want to try a recipe which is, I don't know the name of it, but it's to use leftover cod with potato, and I would like to try it, and this is an opportunity to do it that I don't want to miss. Oh, and the polenta. I think I'll be having it for the next 2 or 3 days, at least at 1 meal per day, and it also provides good leftovers, and I'm going to freeze the rest if I still find the space for it. It wasn't enough. I went and picked another buckwheat crepe. This is a bit of cottage cheese that I made yesterday, and I poured a bit of honey, the rest of the honey on top. And now I'm going to have it as a second dessert and the last thing of the day. I was still hungry, so I'm going to snack on 3 walnuts.